going into match 3 on Tau Cross.
Yeah, I think Strelok by now he's very good at playing series. He's played so many important series in his life, and I think that he knows after those two games that he has got to change something up. And I think Strelok's best bet right now is going to be to go for a standard timing push, just the 3 tank science vessel go off of 3 barracks, and just rally reinforce that and just try to kill him with that push before defilers. I think that's going to be Strelok's best chance to pick up a win here.
The unfortunate thing with this coming on Tau Cross is, the rush distance, or I guess the distance from natural to natural, is over the entire length of the map. I mean, the distance from one base to another is wider than just the mini map. So, really, I don't know if the timing attacks are going to work here, just given that the map is so long. And F91 has shown that he's not, the cookie cutter Zerg. He's not the 3-hatch Muta, although he can. It's very common to see F91 open up with lurkers and just look to control the ground game. I don't know, I gotta disagree with you. I don't think the timing attack on this map is gonna work too well.
Fair enough, but that third base sitting right there, maybe Strelok's aggressive style can get something done.
Alright, let's let the players settle it. This is Liquibition 28, F91 against Strelok. And we have Strelok as the yellow Terran at the 6 o'clock position, and in purple Zerg at the top left is F91.
I'm interested to see exactly what F91 does now. Is he going to start playing a little bit more safe? Is he going to get aggressive on us? I don't know. It seems like Strelok has just packaged him victories in both the previous games. F91 really hasn't had to choose a lot, but I can't see Strelok doing something like a proxy barracks on this map. Something like trying to bust the Sunkens on this map after that just failed. So finally we're going to see what F91 wants to do.
Yeah, for sure. I gotta agree 100% with you there. Strelok so far has been like, here, take this win. Do you want it? And F91 has made 0 decisions thus far, and I think we're gonna see a standard game here. In my mind, I think F91 is probably gonna open 3-hatch mutas, although this open terrain map does kind of favor lurker openings as well, and F91 is kind of a non-standard player. He can play those builds that we used to see as old school builds. He can bring them back. And one thing I'd like to mention is that when we saw him play a Brood Sport against Idra, we saw him kind of get, I don't know if I want to describe it as impatient or bored, but just trying weird things that I can't explain, that this was his real strategy, like opening up with both Hydra upgrades and then going all mutas. So really strange builds like that. I gotta wonder if he keeps getting easy games from Strelok, if something like that is gonna happen as well.
And it's funny that you bring that up because he also does things like the late gas that you've already brought up as well. And I'm just thinking, this guy clearly does not study pro gamers. Maybe he watches pro games, maybe he doesn't, I don't know. But he definitely isn't sitting there and looking at Jaedong's timings and trying to copy it. So, maybe that's just his style, maybe that's him getting frustrated. Either way, I don't think it really matters. He's destroying all competition that comes up against him, whether it's JF, Hydra, or Strelok, so I guess it's working out for him.
Yeah, for sure. And we see a 12 hatch 13 pool, so that is something very non-standard. But given the long rush distance, I guess he's anticipating no bunker rush here, which is entirely accurate. So a good read on the map. A very smart player F91 is. And I'm getting the word from Rage that I'm sure something you have experience with here, Artosis, is that the Chinese do lag quite a bit, and this game could not even be played with LAN latency, so that is a big factor about why we're not seeing Mutalists thus far.
Oh my god, I did not realize that there was no LAN latency. I am feeling so bad for Strelok right now. I tell you what, I would be doing all-ins on Sunkens every single game without LAN latency. I don't know how he's putting up with it.
Yeah, if this was a US East tournament or something, you could say, like, forget this, I'm going home, but, kudos to these two. They're professionals, and they're going to go through to put this event forward, regardless of the conditions.
Yeah, that's really good for them, but I have to say some words in defense of Strelok. People sometimes say, oh, lag affects every player equally, and that is just not the case. well, Strelok from being from Ukraine, I mean, they lag a little bit as well, so he's a little bit used to it. But the Chinese especially have been used to lag for years, which really, you know, readies them to play in a laggy situation. And especially Terran versus Zerg, Terran is the reactive micro, not the proactive micro. So when those lurkers burrow, Terran has to react. It's Zerg who chooses when to burrow them. So it's harder for Terran when it is lagging in this matchup. So this latency, or you know, the lack of good latency, is going to hurt Strelok more than it's going to hurt F91.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. We know the game is balanced, and we know the matchups are balanced, but they're not balanced in terms of what each race needs to accomplish. You know, Zerg is more focused on balancing production and workers. That's the very difficult part of Zerg. Protoss is kind of difficult at reading what the opponent is doing, especially in PvZ, and Terran is just fundamental mechanics. So when something like lag comes, that really is going to affect the Terran more so than the other races, as you said. So we saw here F91 again wait until 18 supply, waiting until his Overlord was completely done, and then putting 2 geysers up. So very strange, and we see the evolution chamber coming now, so this is probably going to be a lurker opening with +1 carapace.
Yeah, you know, if I was playing as a Zerg and there's no land latency, I would never make a Mutalisk. Why would you make a Mutalisk? You can make the lurkers, and as I was saying before, you know, the reactive micro of the Terran is going to be off. And really what Strelok should be doing, if he knows any, are mech builds, because mech builds, I mean, you don't care about the reactive micro. You know, you siege your tanks, and that kills the lurkers. So we see Strelok, it looks like again he's going to be going for a sunken bust. He's already getting that +1. It's really quite a ways along, and going right up to 4 barracks. But is not as all in as last time. He's still making SCVs, so he's still got an economy going. Looks like he just wants to be an aggressive, you know, pressure-filled game for him.
Yeah, for sure, but I don't know. Given the map, this doesn't seem like a strategy I would try on this map. I would save it for another map. We see a Hydralisk Den up and a Spire. Nothing researching in the... Okay, now comes Lurkers. That is such a fast Spire, so I don't know if that's intended to stop dropships or a fake Spire intended for fake mutas. I've never seen a Spire this quick in ZVT, and it seems really unnecessary this quickly if you're going to be opening Lurkers, but man, F91 can keep doing whatever he wants. It makes no sense, but it seems to be working.
Yeah, you know, he did get the double geyser. Maybe he thinks Strelok will spend some money on turrets or something like that. You know, I guess it pays to make your opponent scared, that's for sure. If he counters the wrong thing, you know, even at the highest pro level, when anyone who recently watched, you know, Lita lose to Luxury, that last game, Lita just saw the Hydra Den and didn't make a single turret and then lost to Mutas. So, you know, at any level, these tricks can work. And so, you know, maybe he's just making it for a trick like that, who knows, but it's a valid strategy.
He is saving up quite a few minerals with... Did Lurkers get cancelled, actually? Wow, this is strange. The Hydralisk Den, I don't believe there was enough time for that to finish. I wasn't watching. So I believe Lurkers got cancelled, and now he's switching over to Mutalisk. Very, very, very strange opening, but very good for Strelok, especially with him moving up with all his army from 4 barracks.
And look at this, a ton of speedlings going down the other side of the map. Wow, he really likes to get the speedlings out on the map. And such a strange build. I don't really know how to explain it, but it looks like this army of Strelok's is going to be absolutely crushed between Sunkens and speedlings and mutas. I don't know what he could possibly be thinking stimming outside of this choke right now. I mean, you wouldn't attack those 3 Sunkens with this, even if you didn't think mutas were just about to pop, which he knows they are. Here he goes, right into the Sunkens. A very bad choice by Strelok, and ooh, he's about to get slammed.
Yeah, there's no explanation for that attack. I mean, his army was about, I don't know, 30% the size of what it needed to be to break through there. Even if he didn't know the Zerglings were going to come in flanking, it was still a bad attack. And now we see his stimmed rallied units are trying to return back home. He's got a few turrets up, so as you said, not as all-in as before, but clearly he's not in a comfortable situation.
No, this is about as uncomfortable as you could possibly get. You know, I'm still just in shock and awe that he rushed that sunken line. that amount of units is not something you really attack 3 Sunkens with anyways, even if it's way before mutas are hatching. I don't know, but F91 is in a great position. If he just plays standard from here, you know, just his normal game, it's going to be hard for Strelok to get anything done because his tech is going to be late and not too much he can do.
Yeah, for sure. I got to agree. Let's see what the people familiar with lag can do in lag. Land latency not on, and he's going to try to muta harass. This is going to be interesting. I'm very interested to see what happens actually, because his muta micro is typically really good, and you still can harass with mutas on normal latency, but you just can't do the hold position micro. You can't be engaging Marines. You just have to fly around and pick out easy targets just to keep Terran busy. You can't actually be trying to finish his army like with a 2-hatch build. I miss this all-in kind of speed lane counter, excuse me, not all-in, but going into the natural, driving the army way back. Where are the medics? Where's the rest of the army? Muta's now coming to reunite, and the Zerglings are in the SCV line doing a ton of damage. SCV's going down all over, and now the Muta's coming in to help them. Looks like Strelok is going to live this, but lost quite a bit. The Zergling's trying to take out the turrets so that the Mutas can come in and continue the damage. It looks like that's over, and there's a group moving to the top right at the meantime. There's a hatchery set up there. Sunken's not going to finish, and that's going to get shut down. So maybe Strelok, by surviving that attack and killing top right, has bought himself back into this game.
Yeah, you know, I think you're right. He has bought himself back into this game. Killing that expansion is huge. We see F91 has just finished his hive up, and he's going to be really low on gas. You know, he's got the 2 Evos going. It looks like he wanted to go to an Ultralisk build, but with just 2 gas, as long as Strelok keeps up his macro, keeps up his upgrades, and just makes vessels instead of, you know, wasting too much money on tanks, he should be in good shape here. A 2-gas Ultralisk build, you know, it's not that strong against Terran at all.
And now four mutas just chilling over the Marines. That's not a good maneuver there. With the mutalist count so low and just Zerglings streaming, and this does not seem like a good idea to me. And a lot of the army is dying to just concentrated Marine fire. It looks like it's somehow going to break through. That's that +1 carapace upgrade, but Strelok also has 1-1. So he's going to survive that. Ultralisk Cavern about 50% now. But as you said, even though F91 has been saving gas for so long, without a 3rd gas, he's going to spend all that gas and then have nothing to replace. So he's going to have 1 timing, and that's when he finishes 1 Ultralisk upgrade. If he goes for carapace or speed, he's going to attack right when that finishes, I imagine, and then that's going to be his timing. If that doesn't kill Strelok, he's going to be in a world of trouble.
Yeah, and you know, all Strelok has to do, keep all of his units together. Just keep them in a ball so that they can actually kill the Ultras. And, you know, Ultras without both upgrades are just, they are not so Ultra. You know, they are not so Ultra. But really, it looks like Strelok is going to be able to bust through these Sunkens. I don't know. It looks to me like Strelok is going to pick up this win.
Yeah, F91 seems focused on countering, but Strelok's caught on to that. He's leaving, you know, a significant amount of his army at home for the counter. Tanks coming up, so the Ultras are coming. Looks like he's going to try the Muta Scourge Snipe on the Vessel. Vessel control, very nice there. The tank's in perfect range. And, oh, looks like he's actually going to charge. He's not going to wait for the tanks to finish. And with the Ultras coming out, Ultra's only about 50%, 1 Ultra down. This is going to be a perfect timing for him. F91's trying to stall for these Zerglings to come in and counter from the back. 2 Ultras out now. Looks like those are going to be able to take... What are you doing, Strelok? Why is he targeting the hatchery? So now the Ultras are going to be able to clean up that army with the Zerglings. I think that was a big misstep for him, but he could still take the game. He's got a big army, but I don't think it was that worthwhile to target that hatchery. Could have gone for the drones, could have probably taken out the Ultras as well.
You know, I gotta slightly disagree with you there, Chill. He did kill the hatchery, and although his army's gone, and there are a lot of Ultras out here, if he can weather this wave, Zerg right now is down to just 1 gas. And look at this, two vessels doing an eraser on the drones in the main base, already 8 kills on it. Amazing, look at this. His economy has been absolutely slaughtered. Poor F91 here, down to 57 supply against Strelok's almost 100. All Strelok has to do right now is live. He should be pulling every SCV he has, putting them in front of his army, because he has to know that an all-in is on its way, because there's nothing else that F91 can do at this point.
Yeah, for sure. We see F91 decide to go for Carapace on his Ultras. So those are 4 Carapace Ultras. Those are some beefy Ultras. Strelok just has to live this. He's got 3 siege tanks, that could be enough. And looks like he's got his army very nicely positioned there. With all the Zerglings down, those are the damage dealers, and he's going to live this attack. He's going to take this game. Wow, very nice play by Strelok. I thought he opened very poorly with a strange build, but looks like he recovered strongly. Very nice.
Yeah, and there we go. We see F91 trying to take another base, trying to retake his natural. But Strelok right now can basically just attack move because 26 supply over on F91. He is dead. He has no economy left. He's not even mining gas at this point. Well, he's not even making units. Does he have any units? He has just a few Zerglings and an Ultra. And so Strelok has basically taken this game down. Really strange game.
I'd like to mention Strelok's mechanics for a minute. If we check all his barracks, it's a little better now, but he had 4 queued in every barracks for a while, so really not that mechanical of a player like that we're used to seeing. These high APM Terrans who can get in there and just have 1 queued in each one for maximum efficiency. Strelok is just, you know, as they call him, the warship, just driving home with upgraded units balling forward. And I mean, F91, as you said, just 2 damage to recover from this. He's up to 40 supply, but I mean, with Strelok at 90, this is over.
Yeah, I think he's going to GG any second here. And Strelok, you know, he's not a mechanical player, as you mentioned. Really more of a strategical player. And, you know, we see that here. He's used different strategies every single game. And it looks like this one paid off, I guess.
I have a favorite saying that even a broken clock tells the right time twice a day. So I guess this was Strelok's hour for his, I guess, wild builds to work. And that's it. That's GG from F91. So Strelok could be clawing back. We're yet to see, you know, the textbook standard TVZ. We've seen, you know, 2 sunken breaks, a kind of all-in 5 racks rush, and I don't know. I don't know what the next game's gonna have in store.